So, I guess Adam's back on his trolling tip, man. What in the world is that, man? What is that, a Trump Pence garden? Yeah, behind him, what you growing? Trump Pence is behind you, man? Ding dong. Hey, I just grew, I grew some extra Trump Pences. Would you like some? I have a whole bushel for you. Could you imagine that? Man, it looked like a garden behind you, man. As a trip. Well, anyways, man, I've been getting spammed this to do this. I love this dude's opening. He's always like, hi, friends. That shit has me dying. And he always be trolling, man. So I figured, let me just do it, man. People been spamming it. Let me do it. I'm a little late on it, but let's check it out, man. Let's see what he got to say. He's always got something to say. Always got something slick to say.
Hi, friends. We hit 1 million subs. Thank you, and fuck you, Mike. All right, today we got a great show for you. Today is the story about Mike. Mike! Everyone keeps asking what's with this Mike guy. So here, I'm gonna let you know. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the story of Mike. I've lived in the same area my whole entire life. And then I moved into this neighborhood. And when I moved into this neighborhood, this guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, I'm Mike. I'm kind of like the mayor of this neighborhood. And I'm just thinking to myself, who says that? And then he goes on, I do a lot around for people. And I employ people. I don't need your help. Thank you. Piss off. Now, that was about a year ago.
It's funny how he says that. It's kind of like the people that come to your channel and say, you know what you should do? You should do this and you should do that. And it's like, yeah, these are all things that you would do if you had a channel, but you don't have one. Why are you telling me what to do? Let me do what I do with my channel. If I only got 1 viewer and 1 subscriber, hey, let it be, man. If you want to help me out, help me. I mean, it's just a trip how people try to tell you what to do with your channel. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like constructive criticism, and I do like people that try to help. But when you're telling me to do it, this is what's gonna make your channel better. It's like, man, you kind of insulting me, man. But I get where he's coming from, man.
Oh, when I met Mike, for people, and I employ people. I don't need your help. Thank you. Piss off. Now, that was about a year ago when I met Mike. He lives right down the street from me. He's a fucking pussy. So this is where the problem happened, right? About a month ago, I made a video about Antifa telling them to come to my street. I say my street in the video. I show my street in the video. And I say, come here. You guys won't last 10 seconds. Now, in the video, it shows the very edge little piece of grass of Mike's yard. Well, Mike didn't like that. And I come out my driveway one day. I'm walking down the street. He comes pulling down. He's like, what are you doing? I say, what? What are you doing? What do you mean? Well, that video you made. Now, Mike is like 50-something. He's like, that video you made, you're telling people to come here to Antifa, and we don't need them.
Mike don't want Antifa squatting on his lawn, man, protesting. That's what it is. Mike like, nope, I don't want that. He's like, why are you calling people? Why are you calling Antifa over here, man? I don't want that shit on my lawn.
Those problems. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. We need those problems. You made, you're telling people to come here to Antifa, and we don't need those problems. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. We need those problems, Mike, because they're preying on defenseless people. So he's in his truck. And now you gotta understand, I've been to prison, I've been around a lot of people, and I've gotten in a lot of fights, and I'm looking at him, and his pulse is just banging. And I'm like, what's wrong? Are you scared? Oh, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not. So anyways, it was an uncomfortable conversation. I really just wanted to pull him out of the truck and beat the shit out of him. But I can't do that because I'll go back to prison. And because I am an offender of a few aggravated battery and great bodily harms, I won't be coming back for a very long time. So I took the 40-year-old man route and said, you know what, Mike? Why don't you go hide in your house?
And he ain't bullshitting, y'all. So for those that are probably, trolling him or whatever, saying, you bullshit, you scared, you this, you that. Well, that's not true, man, because being that, he is going to go away. And here's the point, man. Even if Mike comes up to him, and he beats the shit out of Mike in self-defense, unless he has that shit recorded, which I hope he's got cameras around his house, unless he's got that shit recorded, he's going away because he's the felon. You know what I mean? That's what sucks in situations like that. He's going away because he's a felon. You know what I mean? It just is what it is, which kind of sucks. So, I mean, I'm glad he took that route out, but I know this dude. It can't end here because he's telling him to fuck himself right on there. Obviously, Mike likes his videos and watches his videos, so he's telling him to fuck himself. So obviously, in the video before this, I think he had Mike in it too, man. That's why he's telling us whose Mike is. So I know Mike is pissed. A pissed 50-something-year-old man.
This is the problem that we're having in America is a lot of people are like, well, it's not affecting me. It's not at my front door right now. Guess what? If we keep letting these people do this, burn down things, destroy everything, before you know it, it's going to be at your front door and they're going to be burning down your house. They spent 4 years trying to get this guy out of office. What do you think they're going to do if he wins? They're going to try to burn this damn country to the ground. We're letting them off. When I say we, the government is telling law officials, police, just let them do what they want. Just let them go. And they're getting away with all this shit with no repercussions. This is the United States of America. And you ain't just gonna walk all over the place and do what the fuck you want.
It might not be that. It might be the whole defund the police thing that the cops are like, fuck y'all. It might be where they're not letting them off. They just like, fuck it, man. They took my pension. They took my they took my overtime. Fuck that shit. I ain't going in. If I am going in, I'm sitting on my ass. I don't care if I see somebody robbing a fucking bank. I'm letting that shit slide. Because I remember, I think they showed video of the cops just chilling. It was a government building like, fuck that shit. I ain't going, there's fucking 1,000 fucking goddamn of them motherfuckers outside. I ain't doing nothing.
Around. Just let them go. And they're getting away with all this shit with no repercussions. This is the United States of America. And you ain't just gonna walk all over the place and do what the fuck you want around me. So Mike drives around the neighborhood in his golf cart. You got probably one of these guys in your neighborhood. Checks on everyone, makes sure everything's okay. Go back in your fucking house and knit something. Go crochet something, you little fucking girl. So I'm walking down my...
Go back in your house and knit something. Crochet something, you little girl. Mike gonna come over there, man. Mike won't be upset like, I don't appreciate your candor.
A long ass driveway to my man and make sure everything's okay. Go back in your fucking house and knit something. Go crochet something, you little fucking girl. So I'm walking down my long ass driveway to my mailbox, and Mike drives by, and I'm like, oh, hey, Mike! And he's like, fuck you! And I'm like, oh, yes, this is just my game. I call my guys in the house. Hey, guys, bring me a chair down here. Here comes Justin with the four-wheeler, brings me a chair, and I sit here. He goes, what are we doing? Well, Mike just drove down the street, and the only way he can get...
Justin? Who is Justin, man? That house ain't but not even 100 yards. You had to come down in a fucking four-wheeler, bro. Oh, wait a minute. You got a barricade of Trump Pence signs he couldn't get over. I don't know, man, but that house don't look too far, man. You know what I mean? If that's where he was sitting. What the hell, Justin, man? Get some cardio going, man. Get your steps in. Put it in, man. Put it in. Get your steps in.
Back to his house is by going past my house. So I wait for about an hour sitting there, chomping at the bit. This motherfucker just said, fuck me in his truck. He thinks he's safe. Okay, cool. I'm sitting at the edge of my driveway. This motherfucker drives by. I'm getting up in the street. Drives by. Not a fucking word. He didn't think I was going to actually sit there for an hour and wait for his dumb ass to drive back. What's wrong, Mike? Karen? You're the Karen. You're the equivalent of Karen. You're worse than Karen, Mike. This is the video I shot. I was walking down my neighborhood, and here it is, right here. Okay, and here is the sign. That's the only sign I've seen in my whole town. Flush the turd, November 3rd. This is a sign pro-Biden. Now, I have a difference of opinion as that person. Does that mean I'm going to pee on that sign? Yes. I'm not. No. Now, this is where the story gets amazing. A few days go by. I come down the driveway again to get my mail, and I'm on the phone. I hear, hey, hey, can you take that video down? I'm like, who the fuck is this? So I'm like, what video? What? He's like, hold on, and he starts coming up to me. He's like, I'm the guy in the video, the house. I'm like, there was a few different houses in the video, guy. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, yeah, I'm the Biden guy. I had the Biden sign in my yard, and I'm like, this is really crazy. Okay, he's like, yeah, this guy was so cool. Now he's voting for Biden. I'm not endorsing Biden at all. I'm just telling you a story. This guy is like, I don't give a shit about the video. He's like, my house is in it. I just don't want my house getting messed with. And you know, I got daughters.
All right, so there's whatever, far right, far left. They ain't gonna like this. And it's kind of unfortunate because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be getting spammed some bullshit from some people like, oh, I can't believe you got along with a Dem. Well, they're still American. It doesn't matter, bro. Like, okay, we have difference of who we vote for and difference of the way we see things run. But that don't mean, I mean, like, if you worked, perfect example, you work in a company, you don't like the way the manager's running things. He's got his little supervisor and everybody else likes him and everything. But you don't quit the job and just walk out. Nah, man, you deal with it till they get a new manager or you try to become the manager. I mean, that's just how it is. And, I mean, being Republican or Democrat never used to be a dirty thing, man. People used to reach across the aisle. And, I mean, I got a lot of Democrat friends, you know what I mean? So, and I got a lot of Republican friends. I'm an independent. I mean, I'm conservative, but I'm an independent. You got to work for my vote. Used to be a Dem, though. I used to be a Democrat, for real. Y'all woke me up. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that on y'all. You know what I mean? Anyways, man. I hope he ain't getting a bunch of hate for this because, I mean, at the end of the day, man, why hate the dude? The dude was cool. You know what I'm saying? He just happens to think differently. You know? That's all it is.
There's my wife. She's kind of like, she doesn't want any problem. Okay, I get. That guy ended up taking down his Biden sign. I ended up blocking his house in the video, blurring it out. I was able to go in and do that for him. I had a great conversation with him in my front driveway, and I'm like, you're voting for Biden? I'm looking at him and I'm like, this is like every guy I ever grew up with. He's got grime in his fingernails. I shake his hand. It's a firm shake. He's looking at me right in the eye. He's a union guy. He runs his own business, his construction company. Like, I just don't like Trump, man. You know, I'm a tree hugger. I like the.
One more thing. I used to be a Dem. I got that dirt in my fingernails that you can't get out. You just can't get it out. But I was a hard worker then. I'm a hard worker now. Y'all see me do my reactions from my truck. I don't get paid for this, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't get paid for this. So when I was a Dem, I was a hard worker. Now that I've seen a lot and opened up my eyes, I'm still a hard worker. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the way of thinking. I get it. But I'm saying, you know, there are some people that, like I said, some people that you can see eye to eye with, and it don't mean they're bad just because they got D or R behind them. That's all I'm trying to say.
To see the earth and everything be good in it. And I'm like, oh, you're one of his own business, his company, his construction company. Like, I just don't like Trump, man. You know, I'm a tree hugger. I like to see the earth and everything be good in it. And I'm like, oh, you're one of the paper straw guys. He's like, yes. He's like, yeah, that's one of the things. He's like, I'm very, very concerned about. And I was like, this is fucking unreal. The media makes it seem like every single person that votes for Trump is a cousin fucking redneck hillbilly, and every single person that's voting for Biden is a purple, green hair, gauged, vape smoking, skinny jean, pale looking fucking zombie that lives in their mom's house. But this is the whole point of this video that I'm talking about right now, is the guy that I should want to punch in the face, who is the Biden supporter, shook his hand, had a great conversation with him. And at the end of the conversation, I said, go Trump. He said, go Biden. We walked our separate ways. And I've seen him since then. Hey, how you doing? I wave hi, you know. But that motherfucker, Mike, you pussy. The guy that I'm supposed to have more in common with was the biggest bitch on planet Earth. It was mind-blowing to me, because the era I grew up in, the 80s, 90s, it was like Okay, we don't agree on that point, but we agree on other shit, so we're cool. We're buddies. We can hang out. We can sleep over at each other's house. Ma, can I sleep over? Does he agree with everything you agree? No, but he's my buddy. Yeah, well, okay. I mean, what the fuck happened? I think I figured out what happened. I think the adults need to start acting like adults again and stop letting these kids run around crazy. They need to get smacked in the fucking head. I completely endorse spankings. Getting hit upside the head with a broom. Wedgies. Wedgies. Bring wedgies back. Now, do I support Biden? Does it look like it? F no. Trump, please, or we are fucked. But did I just get along with a guy that's voting for Biden better than I got along with a guy voting for Trump? Yes. Now that's gonna sound crazy to some of you diehard people, but it happened to me, and this is my story. And that's all I can do, guys, is tell you what I go through in my everyday life. It's Trump all the way for me, 2020. Fuck Biden. Hey, and Mike, come down and fight me, guy. Hi, Fred.
All right, so he ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. He didn't become a damn, so y'all calm down. You know what I'm saying? He just was cool with, he just happened to get along with somebody that's voting for Biden more than he's getting along with Mike. You know, like, basically the moral of this story, there's douchebags on both sides, and the media tries to act like there's this type on this side and there's that type on that side, which, you know, people fall for it, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, you know, and he's right. The adults got to come back in the room, man. This far right, far left shit got to stop, because those are kind of more the immature people. If you're far over there where you can't even have a conversation because this person's that and I'm this, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. We're all Americans, so whatever. At the end of the day, I get where he's coming from. I know he's got some shit for it. I mean, I've gotten some shit because I'm voting for Trump. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I've gotten some shit. You know, I've gotten people. Thank God the majority of the show, the majority of people that follow the show and that is part of the ROM squad happen to be Southern and happen to be conservative. Because I would have lost everybody. Nah. Yeah, I mean, I would have lost half. I mean, I would have lost a lot. But some people they think what they want. I think what I want, man. I don't care if I got one sub or not. I ain't getting paid for this, man. I do this for fun. I do this for, you know, just for something to do, man. But I love it. You know, I'm going to continue doing it. Whether I get big or not, you know what I'm saying? That's neither here or there. Hopefully, I want to stop driving the truck, man. But if not, hey, it is what it is. Anyways, that was my thought. Adam, this was a good one for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that he actually did this, because it needed to be told and it needed to be heard. I just hope he don't go and smack Mike up and get arrested. That's the only thing, man. Anyways, the original link to that video will be in the description below. I'll be that boy, Artis. Peace.